Every time. And we're back. With us as always, I'm Chris. Money sign 410 for life. I don't know why. I had to. I am Levis Stadium, San Francisco 49ers season ticket holder, section 410, row 4, seats 8 and 9. Corey, 410 baby, also with us. Levi's Stadium, section 410, row 5, seats 16 and 17.
Got it.
It's like trying to remember my middle school locker combination. Every time I'm like, oh, there it is. And Shawn, Clubmaster, Skol Vikes, Winfield.
Rocking act on Winfield today.
Oh, very nice, very nice. He's got a little skip in his step, got a little twirl in his seat. All right. This episode of Season Tickets Holder, and yes, Shawn, I almost missed it. Oh, buddy.
I got the pronghorn peach from Dickinson, North Dakota today. Fat fish.
What? He fishes local.
Representing.
Local swim. I stuck with North Coast.
Okay.
North Coast, Scrimshaw, Fort Bragg, California. A fine Pilsner.
Yeah, I went right back. The pride of Woodinville, Washington, Sumerian.
Love it. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Almost a faux pas. Nicely done. Okay. Now we're going to talk to you guys about something that isn't necessarily a pleasant topic for season ticket holders, and that is taking it on the chin. Now, being in section 410, because my tickets aren't that expensive, I haven't, taking it on the chin for me isn't like with Shawn and our investment with the Vikings when we take it on the chin there. It's a little bit different. I think that one game of Shawn's seats cost about what Corey and I pay for the entire season. So not quite.
But I mean, selling the games is a nice profit, but then, like you said,
Yep.
Humble
Pie, the name of the episode. And sometimes there's games that are just tough to do, and sometimes it's just the way you did it. So I've got two examples for everybody. One is it was because of the way I did it, and the other was because it was just the game wasn't going to move. There was zero traction, and it went down to a preseason game. So, and actually we'll use kind of Shawn's example for that one because probably the better one. So I am a big fan of the friends and family price.
What year was this?
This was in 2019, and thank you for setting the table. So this is 2019. This was the Niners went on the Super Bowl run.
Oh, okay.
That's right. And for those of you who remember, they had a huge game against the Seahawks that year at home in Levi's. Niners were still undefeated. I think they made it to 8-0 that year. And I think the Seahawks came in at 8-1. And it was a huge game. It was in Levi's Stadium. Well, I have family members that are big Seahawks fans, so I sold those tickets before the season even started at face value because for me, friends and family price is face value. And that doesn't mean I'm happy because they got to watch they were Seahawk fans. It happens. But they got to watch a really high, like that one went into overtime. It was an exciting game. And I felt good about that. That doesn't mean I didn't feel a little bit of the sting of watching the prices of those tickets escalate for more than double of what I sold them for. So more than double. And that's okay. Yeah, it happens. Cheers to my Uncle Rick and my cousin Robbie because they got to go to that game. Yep, cheers. But this is a little bit, when you do this process, for me, it's a little bit column A, column B. Like I do want to see a little bit of my investment back. And then there's the fan side of it where I also want to spread joy because as we've covered, going to NFL games is it's a lot of fun, and, Corey making his first investment this year, it is weird, like in the bear market where things aren't moving, like hitting those price points. So Corey, did you decide to lower your cost for the Buccaneer game?
Yeah, I brought it down a little bit. Because I haven't had any even nibbles in the last few weeks. So I sold my preseason game. I sold my Chiefs game.
We don't like eat nibbles.
But I haven't had a peep since I sold. So I think and I know it's still early. It's only July, but I finally posted on some Facebook groups. I'm going to start to hopefully get some traction there. But yeah, I decided to lower them because I think I was a little out of the market there.
Well, and we discussed this in the last episode. When the season gets going and the bear market becomes the bull market, there's a possibility that you undersold because just like me, when I sold my tickets, I had an inkling that the Niners might be solid that year. And at that point, the Seahawks have been very competitive. You got to credit where it's due. They'd won a lot of football games. And so the potential was there, but I didn't know. I didn't know that those tickets were going to,
come on.
This was the game?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
They were set. Okay. Is this the one where we hit the tunnel?
No, don't walk. Come on.
Oh.
I don't know if we're allowed to show this though, Shawn. I think there's copyright.
He sent a rookie kicker who they just signed off the street out there to kick a 47-yard field goal on 4th and a millimeter.
I remember that. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
oh my gosh, that's right.
To be fair, he split the tunnel. It could not have been more dead center of that walking tunnel.
But Jimmy G was undefeated on quarterback sneaks. Anyways, let's move on.
We digress. We're season ticket holders. GMs. Well, we save that for our private time. We armchair GM when it's just the three of us, but we don't put that on tape. So yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where you the other example of taking it on the chin is I've sold tickets that I've paid $89 for $40. It happens, and then you have your big your what I call hot tickets come in and they save you. They help you recoup some of those losses. So it's why you got to sell the hot tickets for whatever. But Shawn actually saved our spreadsheet from the years that we've been kind of doing business together, and there were, if you scroll, so there's two places that you need to look. October 3rd, the Cleveland Browns. Shawn and I paid $13.80. We had to sell them for $800, and we scrambled to sell those.
Yeah.
And then
that's back when we still used Ticketmaster. And we don't want to say anything bad about Ticketmaster or StubHub, but we just with these tickets we find it better to sell it on Facebook.
Yeah. Ticketmaster serves its purpose for a different crowd. It's not, it's not, you're not going to buy the Ferrari, and what Shawn sells is the Ferrari. These are primo seats.
So this is kind of a summary of last year. These first two games are preseason games. So Denver, the ticket cost for the preseason game is only $256, and that's for all 4 tickets. So pretty dang cheap. Right? We kind of doubled our money selling it for $550. And I went to the second preseason game with my wife, and we still doubled our money, which was awesome. Seahawks game, me and my buddy Devin went. And then I sold the other 2 tickets for $550 total. So can't really put a price tag on going to the game, right? That's why we have season tickets.
Right.
And then this weekend, I remember I was at a wedding out of town, and me and Chris were on the phone that Saturday and Sunday because our tickets still haven't sold. I sold 2 on Facebook for $250, I think, a piece. So that was $500, and then we still had 2 tickets remaining.
Right.
And we just had to put it for $150 a piece.
Yeah.
So $150, and our tickets are $360 a piece. So we took a $400 hit on those 2 tickets.
But 2 things. So one is, I remember being upset about that Cleveland game, and this happened. Someone bought our tickets for a very low price, and then we saw them flip them within an hour. They undercut us, and then they flipped them on Ticketmaster right after that. So be wary of that. And 2 is Shawn developed some, like a bit of a relationship with the Cleveland ticket buyers from last year, and they bought tickets from us this year for a very fair price.
Right.
So developing those relationships, and yeah, they got a great deal last year, and then so this year they're willing to pay the fair price. Seeing that big picture is really important when you're doing stuff like this.
And if you remember, the Vikings-Browns game from last year might have been the ugliest football game in recent memory. I think it was like 13-10 or something like that, and both offenses looked terrible. The fact that 2 Vikings fans bought those tickets, called me this year wanting the Cardinals game, and we made a profit on the Cardinals game, is pretty awesome. I mean, yes, we took it on the chin last year, but like Chris said, we it paid off in the long run, right? Getting a client.
Yeah, and we appreciate them. Very much appreciate them. Having your regulars is really important, and always develop a relationship of reciprocity. You take care of me, I take care of you.
Next week, I took my parents to the Lions game. Walk-off win. It was almost the Lions' first victory. It was almost their first victory. They ended up being the Vikings 4 weeks later. But it's neither here nor there. And then the rest of the year was pretty good. I mean, we made a little profit, broke even, and then the Vikings and Bears were both eliminated from playoff. And that's why we took this big hit here.
Yeah, at that point, you're paying for a preseason game. And, we talked about that Bears game. And in the right season, if both teams build up and that game's in contention and they're both in contention, that goes from, our biggest hit, which ended up being, to our biggest moneymaker. And that's how fickle this market is. It's just funny.
And circle that back around to Corey selling his Chiefs tickets early.
That's it.
Right. I mean,
yeah, it's a gamble because, like Chris always talks about, I mean, that could end up being, what if both teams are rolling? They're both undefeated heading into that game.
Yep.
I lost money, but then what if they're both struggling? And so I came out okay, so it's a gamble that I'm willing to take. But
like if we would have sold our Bears tickets 4 weeks earlier, we probably could have broke even. But
for sure,
we were gambling that hopefully it would have been a playoff contention type of game. So
right. And sometimes it's a little fun to gamble. Sometimes I don't know that I'm gambling with the price tag that we pay for the Vikings tickets, but sometimes it's fun to put something in your back pocket. So this year I actually moved to Mountain View, California, and I am a stone's throw from Levis Stadium. So Corey has a couch to crash on when he comes and hangs out.
Nice.
And so right now, like I'm more reluctant to sell. I'm more a fan, and I've always been more a fan than a seller. It's always been about 66% fan with me, and 33%, hey, let's see what we can do with these tickets. And if you're a diehard fan, what was that, Shawn?
1%.
66% fan, 33% money, businessmen. He threw me, my train of thought is just gone because you just derailed me.
I thought you were gonna bring it back around with like a 1%.
Yeah, we're missing a 1% there.
No. Okay, so it's 99%.
That's 1% unaccounted for.
2/3.
Okay, gotcha.
66.6.
Okay. I thought you were gonna bring it back around to like 1% for the love of the game.
That's not even the funny part. The funny part isn't even my math. The funny part is how long it took me to get it. The best part was, what? What is it? Yeah, I told you. I'm 33% businessman. God, Shawn. We'll forget you all. But yeah, I'm a stone's throw from Levi's, so I plan on attending as many games as I can this year. And then if you want to do it that way, you always have a big ticket item or two on there. You always have those big game tickets that you can sell, and then just attend the games that aren't going to be as highly sought after in the market. That's a great way to do it. Sell your big ticket items and then go to the ones. And as a here's your 1%, Shawn, and it's 1% this. It's 1% also like you've got a better chance of seeing your team win, which is always nice. So when you go to the clunkers, and I'm not going to name a team because it's mean, but you know who I'm talking about. When they come to town and you go to those games, you got a better chance of seeing a W, which is also nice. So a lot of different ways to play it, but if you're going to be in this game, long story short is there's just times where you take it on the chin and you have to rebound in other ways. And Shawn and I are having a great rebound year this year. And a lot of that's because he did the research. He learned how to play this game a lot better year 2, not playing like a rookie anymore.
Right. Yeah, as long as we can profit from it in the future, like you said, take it on the chin year 1, have that client in the back pocket, and then year 2 profit, and we have a good relationship.
Right.
What's up?
Or watch our videos and hit the ground running from the get-go, and you just got it.
Well, that's one thing. We didn't have videos. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Chris, you did
That's
this by
it.
yourself, and then you got me involved, and we got Corey involved, and
Right.
we have no references. So
now they do. They have these great references on YouTube.
Somebody.
Yeah. Not quite brought to you by Levi's yet. Not quite.
Soon.
Not quite. Oh, please. Levi's.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys. Good. All right. Well, until next time.